Welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Hi, I'm Sauz, an IT specialist and a proud member of the web development team. We're going to delve into the various techniques that are used to test the robustness of a Snapchat account. It's a fascinating journey that will reveal how the digital fortresses of today are probed for weaknesses. But before we dive in, a word of caution. The methods we discuss are meant for ethical hacking, penetration testing, and bug bounty programs. They're not tools for mischief, but instruments for improving security. Always ensure you have explicit permission and adhere to all legal and ethical guidelines before applying these methods. This is not a guide for illicit activities, but a roadmap for those who wish to test and bolster their digital defenses. So with that important note, let's roll up our sleeves and dive into the world of Snapchat security. Let's get started. One of the most common methods used to gain unauthorized access to an account is through phishing. This technique is as cunning as it sounds. It involves creating an exact replica of the Snapchat login page, a doppelganger designed to trick unsuspecting users into entering their login details. The moment they hit the login button, their credentials are sent straight to the attacker. It's like casting a baited hook into a river waiting for a fish to bite. The fish in this case are the unsuspecting users who fall for the bait and enter their details into the fake login page. But remember, this method is akin to identity theft and is highly illegal without explicit permission. Therefore, it should only be used in a controlled environment for ethical hacking, penetration testing, and bug bounty programs. However, this method is illegal without explicit permission and should only be used in a controlled environment with authorization. So we've talked about different ways hackers try to get into Snapchat accounts. Now let's talk about something called brute force attacks. Basically, it's like trying to guess a secret code. Imagine a hacker knows your username but not your password. They use a computer program to try every single password possibility. It's like trying to open a lock by trying every key one by one. Now, how fast they can crack the code depends on how tricky your password is. If your password is something simple like password 123, it might only take a few minutes. But if you have a super complicated password with letters, numbers, and symbols all mixed up, it could take them way longer. Hackers sometimes use lists of common passwords to try those first, so it's important to be creative. Luckily, Snapchat is pretty smart. They have ways to stop these brute force attacks. For example, if someone tries to guess your password too many times, Snapchat will lock the account. That makes it much harder for hackers. Never download Snapchat GB, FB, or Gold APK files from Chrome. Here's why: downloading modified apps like Snapchat GB, Facebook Gold, or any APK file from unknown websites may sound tempting, but it comes with serious risks. Let's break this down. What you see on these websites. When you open the first website offering Snapchat APK files, here's what they often claim. Why use GB Snapchat? APK. Snapchat is a social application with many amazing features, but to access some advanced features, you need to purchase a premium subscription. That's why many people use GB Snapchat and Snapchat Mod APK, which is a VIP unlocked version that unlocks all features for free. GB Snapchat app includes an anti-ban feature, so your profile is never restricted. You can save your messages permanently and there are no ads to disturb your experience. Sounds great, right? Also, GB Snapchat offers a fantastic feature that allows you to save photos and videos that come in chats and stories. And location sharing, you can view the photos and videos you've created in Snapchat whenever you want, labeling them as memories in Not Delete. Message GB Snapchat has an excellent feature that saves your chat conversations, allowing you to read them at any time. In contrast, the regular Snapchat version deletes chats after 24 hours. No screenshot. Notification in the Snapchat app. When you take a screenshot of someone's chat or snap, Snapchat sends a notification to that user. However, in GB Snapchat, you can take a screenshot of anyone's chat or snaps without triggering any notifications. Sounds great, right? But here's the danger. The truth behind modified APKs. These apps may offer premium features, but they are often created and distributed by hackers or cybercriminals for their own benefit. Once you install these apps, they steal your data. Your login credentials, chats, photos, and videos can be accessed. Personal data is sold on the dark web or used for malicious purposes. Blackmail and privacy risks. Hackers can access your sensitive images and conversations. They may threaten to leak your private data and blackmail you. Hidden malware. These APK files can contain spyware, keyloggers, or trojans that infect your device. This malware can steal banking details, track your activity, or send personal data to hackers. Fake anti-ban claims there's no real anti-ban feature. If Snapchat detects that you're using a modified version, your account will get permanently banned. No updates or security patches. Unlike the official Snapchat app on Google Play Store, these fake apps don't receive security updates. You become vulnerable to cyber attacks. When I opened Second One website, my one of anti-malware detect this and block this website because it's harmful for me. Yes, you can see it. This is an alert notification from antivirus detection. So I recommended not to download Snapchat from these websites if you love your privacy and pictures or data. Google Play Store bans these modified apps because they violate 1. User privacy, 2. App security policies, 3. Official developer rights, 4. These apps are unsafe and illegal, which is why they are never allowed on trusted app stores like Google Play or Apple App Store. Download apps. Remember, trying to break into someone's account without their permission is against the law. It's like breaking into their house. It's only okay to do this kind of thing if you're a security expert testing for weaknesses. So make sure your own passwords are strong and different for each account to keep yourself safe. Keylogging involves using a piece of software to record keystrokes made by the user, potentially capturing their login credentials. This is a stealthy method that operates in the background, silently recording every key pressed. When applied to hacking a Snapchat account, if a user were to type their login details, the keylogger would record these keystrokes, giving the hacker access to the username and password. Now imagine this. A user downloads what they believe to be a harmless app or file, but unbeknownst to them, it contains a hidden keylogger. Once installed, it begins its work, capturing every keystroke, including those precious Snapchat login details. But remember, deploying a keylogger without consent is not only unethical, it's illegal. This method is shared not to encourage malicious activities, but to emphasize the importance of secure practices. Always be cautious of what you download and from where. Again, this method should only be used with explicit permission and within legal boundaries. Social engineering involves manipulating people into divulging sensitive information or performing actions that may compromise their security. This is a psychological warfare of sorts where the hacker doesn't rely on coding prowess, but instead uses human interaction and deception to break the walls of security. Imagine this: someone posing as a Snapchat support staff member contacts a user claiming there's an issue with their account. They ask the user to confirm their login details for verification purposes. Once the user complies, the hacker gains access to the account. That's a textbook example of social engineering. However, it's not just about impersonation. It can also involve exploiting trust, taking advantage of someone's willingness to help, or even using intimidation tactics. But remember, as powerful as social engineering can be, it has its place strictly in ethical hacking, penetration testing, and enhancing security measures. Social engineering can be a powerful tool, but it should only be used with explicit permission and within legal boundaries. If you discover a vulnerability in Snapchat's system, you could potentially exploit it to gain access to an account. Exploiting vulnerabilities often involves uncovering a flaw or weakness in the system's designer code and using it to your advantage. For instance, you might find a way to bypass Snapchat's authentication process, inject malicious code into the system, or exploit a design flaw to gain unauthorized access. This method requires a deep understanding of systems and coding, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It's like a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek where you're constantly searching for hidden weaknesses while avoiding detection. Remember, though, this is a double-edged sword. While it can be used to test the security of a system, it can also cause significant harm if used maliciously. However, exploiting vulnerabilities without permission is illegal, and you should always report any vulnerabilities you find to the appropriate parties. If you have access to the email account associated with the Snapchat account, you can use the password reset feature to gain access. This is a common method employed when the email account is known and accessible. Once you initiate the password reset, Snapchat sends a link to the registered email address. Clicking on this link allows you to create a new password and effectively take over the account, but there's a catch. The account holder is notified about the password change. If they react quickly, your access could be short-lived. There's another layer of security that Snapchat offers. Two-factor authentication. If this is enabled, even having access to the registered email won't be enough. A unique verification code sent to the account holder's phone is required to reset the password. In conclusion, there are several methods that could potentially be used to test the security of a Snapchat account, assuming you have explicit permission and are acting within legal and ethical boundaries. Enable two-factor authentication, 2FA, on Snapchat for added security. Regularly update apps to stay protected from security vulnerabilities. Install antivirus software to detect malware on your device. Credential stuffing. How it works. Hackers use leaked usernames and passwords from other breaches to log into Snapchat. Prevention. Use unique passwords for every account. Change your passwords regularly. Use a password manager to generate strong passwords. GAP3S. Let's talk about malicious apps and extensions. These are bad apps or add-ons to your web browser that can trick you into giving them access to your Snapchat. Think of it like a wolf in sheep's clothing. It looks harmless, but it's not. Here's how they work. These sneaky apps and extensions try to fool you into thinking they're safe. Then when you install them, they can steal your Snapchat login. So, how do you stay safe? It's simple. Only download apps from official stores like the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Think of these as safe supermarkets where all the food is checked. And before you install anything, always check what permissions the app is asking for. Permissions are like asking to borrow something. If an app wants to borrow something that doesn't make sense, like your Snapchat password, don't let it. GAP3S. Hey everyone, let's talk about something super important for staying safe online, especially here in London, where we're always hopping on public Wi-Fi. It's called a man-in-the-middle attack, or MITM for short. Sounds scary, right? Well, it can be, but I'll explain it simply and tell you how to protect yourself. Imagine you're at a coffee shop using their free Wi-Fi to check your bank account. A hacker, like a sneaky person in the middle, can intercept your information as it travels between your phone and the bank's website. They can steal your login details, passwords, and even your money. So how does this happen? Think of it like this. You're sending a letter to your friend, but someone intercepts it, reads it, and then delivers it to your friend without them knowing. That's basically what a man-in-the-middle attack does. Now, how can you stay safe? Here are a few simple tips. First, try to avoid using public Wi-Fi, especially for important things like online banking. If you absolutely have to use public Wi-Fi, use a VPN. A VPN is like a secret tunnel for your information, making it much harder for hackers to steal it. Think of it as sending your letter in a super secure locked box. Second, always look for the little lock symbol next to the website address. That means the website is encrypted and more secure. It's like sending your letter by registered mail. And finally, turn off automatic Wi-Fi connections on your phone. This stops your phone from automatically joining unknown networks, which could be dangerous. It's like making sure you only send letters to people you know and trust. So remember these tips, stay safe online and enjoy that London coffee. GAP3S. Okay, let's chat about third-party apps. Think of them like extra add-ons for Snapchat, but they're not made by Snapchat. They might promise cool new features, but they can be super risky. Here's the deal. When you download these unofficial apps, they can steal your Snapchat username and password. That means bad guys can get into your account, read your private messages, and even pretend to be you. So how do you stop this? Easy. Don't use unofficial apps. Just stick to the regular Snapchat app you get from the App Store. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Keep your Snapchat safe by avoiding these risky add-ons. GAP3S. Okay, let's talk about session hijacking. What is it? Well, imagine someone sneaking into your Snapchat party without an invitation. That's kind of what hackers do with session hijacking. They steal your special Snapchat cookies, which are like your party pass. With these cookies, they can jump into your Snapchat and see everything you see. So how do you stop these party crashes? It's simple. First, always log out of Snapchat on any device you're not using, like a friend's phone or a school computer. Next, make sure to clear your browser cookies regularly. Think of it as cleaning up after the party. And finally, the most important tip, Don't use shared or public computers for Snapchat. Those computers are like a big open party where anyone can grab your pass. Stay safe and keep your Snapchat parties private. Gap3S. Hey everyone! Let's talk about some extra tips to keep your Snapchat safe. First up, turn on two-factor authentication. It's like a double lock for your account. You'll need your password, a special code from your phone, or an app. This makes it way harder for bad guys to get in. Next, check which devices are logged into your Snapchat. Do this regularly. It's like checking who's at your front door. If you see a device you don't recognize, that's a red flag. Another super important tip: use strong, unique passwords. Don't use the same password for everything. Think of it like a key. You don't want the same key to open your house, your car, your bike lock. A strong password has letters, numbers, and special characters, like an exclamation point or a question mark. Also, keep an eye out for Snapchat security alerts. They'll tell you about any new dangers and how to stay safe. By knowing how hackers try to trick you and following these extra tips, you can keep your Snapchat safe and sound. Stay alert and keep your security top of mind. SIM swapping. How it works: hackers trick your mobile provider into transferring your phone number to their SIM card to intercept two-factor authentication codes. Prevention: set a PIN with your mobile provider. Avoid sharing personal information online. Use an authenticator app instead of SMS for two-factor authentication.